Yeah, now it's visible.
And is it moving?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much, thank you so much. Pardon for that. Okay, so I was into like what is pharmaceutical industry. Basically, a pharmaceutical industry is industry which do the R&D, produces a medicine and saves the life, in short. So the research, there is lot of time which is involved in the research work, that is the R&D part, and then there will be the production phase, and then there will be the marketing phase where the end patient will be getting the medicine. Now, what are the types of medicines this pharmaceutical industry produce? Basically, they produce in the form of solid dosage, liquid dosage, semi-solid dosage, and parenteral form. What actually is solid dosage form? So the example for this is paracetamol. Everybody have taken paracetamol, I believe, right? So it is the best example, solid dosage. Liquid dosage are the syrups, cough syrups, semi-solid, creams, uh, gels are the semi-solid form of medicines which we take. Parenteral are those injections are a good example of parenteral dosage form. So there are different form of dosage medicines which are manufactured by pharmaceutical industry based on the molecule. That design has been the based on the design of molecule, the container has been decided and the medicine has been manufactured into that. So basically there are two industries which under pharmaceutical are, one is oral solid dosage, that is OSD, the other is parenteral. Nowadays you might have also heard about pharma. With pharma there is a biopharma industry. So what actually is biopharma industry? So pharma is something where a based chemical based raw material are used to manufacture the medicine, whereas biopharma is something where actual live organisms are used to manufacture a medicine. So in biopharma the live organisms are basically E. coli and CHO cell. They are used to manufacture protein, and the in the form of protein the dosage has been given to patient. Basically there are companies like Biocon, Syngene in the market. For pharma there are like n number of big companies which manufacture pharma medicine for each type of disease. So now like how this medicine has been manufactured, what is the life cycle of the medicine, how where it start and where it ends, we'll see that in this slide. So the once a molecule has been decided for a effective thing, based on the molecule a process design has been manufactured. For that process, that once your process is set and we are in the zone that we can manufacture the medicine at large scale, with the help of that process will be doing a tech transfer of those process into production department and will be validating that process. Once your validation is completed, we'll be manufacturing as per market requirement, and after that we'll be selling into market. During that phase we'll be having continuous process verification. Basically three stages are there for a life cycle of medicine. First is process design, second is process validation, and third is continuous process verification. Process design is where our medicine is being designed. Process validation is where we validated our design process, and the continuous process verification where we'll be monitoring the process throughout the life cycle. What does the life cycle means? The life cycle means when your first drug is manufactured till you're the last drug which has been sold into the market. That covers the whole life cycle of that medicine. After the expiry also, till you'll be keeping that product with you, basically with the company. So the whole life cycle start with the generation of molecule till the company decide that we don't need this medicine anymore in the market based on market research. Till then, the whole life cycle of a medicine carry out. Now in general terms, we will understand how a medicine has been manufactured. So generally in pharmaceutical industry, there will be a dispensing of raw materials. Once your dispensing is done in a controlled environment, you will be manufacturing medicine, that is your API in the control environment. What do you mean by control environment? An environment which is free of contamination, which has a good suitable temperature and humidity for production of your medicine. You'll be after dispensing, will be manufacturing API. After that, we'll be doing the formulation of drug. After that, we'll be filling. If it is a parental, we'll be performing the filling activity. If it is a oral solid dosage, then there is a different workflow where the compression happens, and then there is a coating, and the product goes into the market. And in case of parenteral, there will be performed visual inspection and packaging of drug, and the drug has been sold into market. This is a general flow of how a medicine is being manufactured into an industry. Now we will understand our topic, how what is quality assurance, and what is quality control. Quality is basically doing right when no one is looking, in general term. And as per regulatory requirement, the quality has five characteristics, that is identity, strength, safety, purity, and efficacy. So let us deep dive and understand what are all these things and why regulatory gives so much importance to these things. So identity is nothing but the identity of the product. Over here you can see the identity, that is paramad, that is the identity of the product. Paracetamol is the generic name, paramad is the marketing name of the product. So identity and strength basically is the name of the product and the strength of the product. What is safety? How we can say that this product is safe for us? So that we can understand by basic thing, that when you take a medicine, if it gives some desired effect or partial desired effect or unknown side effects, undesired effect, or expected undesired effect. So, or after taking a medicine, you can have a desired effect. For example, you are having a headache and you have taken a medicine of headache, and you have been cured from that medicine. That is a desired effect and a safe product. So this is how a safety of a product is defined. So that product is safe for you for consumption or not, based on its effect to the patient. Now, what is purity and efficacy? The fourth and fifth characteristic of the medicine. This means the purity means the product is free from any contamination. That means when the product is medicine is manufactured, it has been manufactured without any cross contamination. The release of the medicine shows that the product is pure, and it will be giving as per the requirement dosage. What is efficacy? Efficacy is any product which meets the above four characteristic. So what are the above four characteristics which we have discussed? Will have desired therapeutic efficiency of the product. This is what quality is been defined by a regulatory. Once a medicine is being manufactured by a pharmaceutical industry, it should be passing all these five criteria to get into market. To have a good quality medicine, it should get passed into all these five characteristics. Now we will understand the definition of quality assurance and what is the role of quality assurance in the manufacturing of this medicine. So the term quality assurance includes all the planned and systematic activities required for assuring that a product or service will meet the specification. That means a medicine is manufactured and there are some parameters for that medicine. That parameters are pH, conductivity, BET, bioburden. That is the parameter which are process parameter and the quality parameter. So are those being monitored and there is no deviation in those parameter and your batch has successfully made meet your specifications. So the the part quality quality assurance person plays in the industry is to assure that the product meets the specification and a good quality product released into the market. Here we will understand what are the roles and where all the quality assurance person is involved. The quality assurance person is a service department in the pharmaceutical industry. So it's it's involved with all departments. You take it R&D, there will be a quality assurance department. You take it QC, you will be having analytical quality assurance department. You take packaging department, there will be IPQA. You take manufacturing filling department, there will be a IPQA person to perform the IPQ activities. The first most activity where quality assurance person is involved is the dispensing activity. So what is dispensing activity? Once a raw material is received from the vendor and that raw material is being checked by QC, after that a dispensing happens in the pharmaceutical industry. Once you find that the material is fit for use, in dispensing activity, first it starts with line clearance. Line clearance means that checking there is no previous material is been lying in the area. Once that is done, a QA will assure that the right material is been introduced into the dispensing area. He will check that the area temperature, humidity is are under control. Based on that, he'll perform the dispensing activity. Once your dispensing activity is done, your product, your dispensing raw material will be transferred in a safe container for the production, where your production will happen for further later stages. So here in dispensing activity, QA role is to check the raw material, check the area and dispense the right material. QA is involved in IPQ activity in packing department. So what is the role of QA in packing department? When a QA is generally been called as police in the pharmaceutical industry. So when a QA enters in a packing department, his his authority is to check everything is as per standard operating procedure. QA is responsible for line clearance activity. QA is responsible for review of packaging re- documents. QA is responsible for dispatch activity, review of dispatch activity, and QA is also responsible for the release of the documents. QA is in manufacturing and filling. QA is responsible to perform the IPQ activity. The in during manufacturing and filling, it start with line clearance. QA will be responsible for line clearance activity. In line clearance, he'll be checking the area is maintained or not. The line in He'll be checking what all the previous material is been cleaned or not. Area cleaning is performed or not. Equipment is cleaned or not before use. So he'll be verifying all those things. In batch record QA, after manufacturing, the batch record are filled by production person and reviewed by production person. Once that is reviewed by production person, it comes to QA and QA review it. Once the QA review it as per Alcoa principle. So in deep dive, we will understand in further lectures what is Alcoa and what needs to be checked during a review of batch record. A batch record is nothing but it contains your recipe of manufacturing of your product. It helps us, a batch record helps us to have all process in line with the current good manufacturing practices. QA is responsible for preparation of APQR. What is APQR? APQR is, I can say, the health report of the product. It is made yearly on the yearly basis. Annual product quality review report is been made yearly basis, and it helps us to understand the continuous monitoring of the product. It also helps us if to identify the improvement in the product, and if there is anything, then kappa has been, we take the kappa in the industry, in pharmaceutical industry, and we resolve the points which we get through APQR. So APQR is, you can understand a mark sheet. Like for example, you have given an exam, and after that, there is a mark sheet, there is a result. You can consider APQR as a result of that product, where you will come to know how that product behavior is. QA is responsible for assessment of QMS element, generation of QMS element, tracking of QMS element. What are all those QMS element? That are deviation change control, OSOT, temporary change control, kappa. QMS QMS elements are those which gives health report of your department. There are different department in pharmaceutical industry: manufacturing, quality control, RA. So all those department health report, we can come to know by the QMS element they are generating. A product health report can be generated by the number of OS, OT, and deviation has been happening in that product. QA is responsible for assessing all those things. Risk assessment. QA is responsible to assess the risk, identify the risk, and to take appropriate kappa on the based of the risk and to mitigate risk. QA is responsible for review of validation documents, process validation documents, cleaning validation documents, area qualification documents, equipment qualification and validation documents. Review and QA is responsible for review and preparation of SOP, release of batch, audit and compliance, training activities, review of QC records, review of artwork material, vendor management, safety management, review of R&D documents that is done by document QA, archival and everything. Then we have a R&D QA for responsibility, especially for document, R&D documents. QA has a very wide role to assure the compliance in the industry, to assure the proper training of the people, to assure the GMP practices in the industry. QA is a service department which you will find everywhere in pharmaceutical industry. Where there is activity, there is a QA. What is quality control department, and what is the difference between quality assurance and quality control department? The difference is very simple. One perform the testing generation of the data, other perform the assurance, that is quality department. Quality control is a science that keep characteristic or qualities within the limit range. That means a product is have some specification, and with that specification a quality control is there to assure to perform the right testing adhering to their SOP. What all things the quality assurance quality control department do in the industry? They are involved in the testing of in process final raw material and water sample. The in process sample are those samples which are during manufacturing, which we give to QC for analysis. So for example, if we have performed one activity, and if you one manufacturing activity and we want to go to another manufacturing activity, between that will be having an in process which assure that you can, if the results are passing, you can go for the next activity and the further activities. You have a final, once your product is finally manufactured, you will be having a final testing of the product as per the specification. Raw material, testing of raw material, testing of your purified water, WFI, is where the quality control is involved. Basically quality control is the testing department which give the test reports and which review the test reports. They are also involved in investigations like OS and OOT. OS is something where, uh, for example, you have osmolality, and the range of osmolality is between 230 to 300. So if something goes out above 300 and below 230, it will be your OS. So that investigation is handled by QC and other CFT department, including manufacturing and QA. What is OOT? Once after performing statistical analysis, that is 3SD, you'll be getting some limit, a threshold limit, which says that, for example, your 230 to 290 is your specification, but 240 to 280 will be your OOT limit based on your data of 30 batches. So if anything goes above the limit of 280 and below the limit of 240, then there will be OOT, that is out of trend, which says that if that you can consider OOT as alarming thing. That is the alarm. If there is that if this product is showing OOT now, in future it can go for OS. So it's better to have investigation at the OOT level. They are involved in the area monitoring during manufacturing activities. They perform the method validation, the software which are there in the which they use, they are involved in their software and equipment validation. They perform the stability of the product. They with the help of stability, stability is nothing but the designing of shelf life of a product. So there are different types of stabilities, that is AT and RT, where at the chamber the stability is performed. Quality control is involved in audit and compliance, so they'll be part of audit and compliance. Area qualification, aseptic validation, and SOP preparation. QA is basically a reviewer department where you will where you will see that everything comes to review to QA. SOP review, documents review, and everything will come to QA. whereas quality control is which test your product and assure that your product is being within your specification limit and is being tested as per respective specification and STPs. So these are the basically major roles of quality assurance and quality control department in the industry. I hope any questions till now. Hello. Hello. Any question, team?
I think you can continue, sir.
Okay. So I wanted to let you know what are the specific roles and activities. What I believe is uh, a practically a person who is a fresher who is getting into industry, he should know practically what are the roles and responsibilities of QA and what all departments you are involved in and what do the quality control department do. So uh, other things like going into deep, that is guidelines and all will be learning in definitely learning in our coming lectures. So what I wanted to convey with my slides is that uh, person should be aware of roles, responsibilities and activities which a quality control and quality assurance person do in the industry. So that's it from my side. If there are any questions, please uh, tell me so that I can answer them. So this is the course details. I think so. Ma'am has already shared you people our contact details, and thank you. That's it from my side. Any questions, team?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
No, no, just I'm asking to everyone. If someone has some question, they can ask. If someone no question, we can close the call. Okay.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. No question, team. Okay, Aditya, Akshay.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks to all. Bye bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.